the hell is going down, Ken folks? So I know I'm late. I normally give y'all Insecure the night that it came on. But girl, last night was a lot. It was a lot going on. But I'm here now. Like the good book says, he may not come when you want him to, but he always right on time. And I ain't Jesus. So if he don't come on time, what make you think, well, why should I? Like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell, become the notification gang. And if you really rock with my channel the way y'all say y'all do, please make sure to watch those ads. My PayPal and Cash App will be listed down into the description box. You can also donate to the channel by joining. I have 2 tiers. Both tiers are recurring payments on your charge cards every month. You can cancel at any time. You can also donate to the channel by going over to teesprings.com/teatalkboutique for all of your tea talk needs. And continue to stand with me, especially during these trying times, with supporting, not hurting, not destroying, not looting, not stealing, not killing, not none of that, to all of our black businesses, which is what y'all got going on around here now, by going over and clicking the link in the description box for BKWorldTube, that is better known as the Black Netflix, where you can watch all of your favorite black sitcoms, documentaries, reality shows, and things of that nature. Free to sign up. Tell them I sent you. They gonna treat you right. Nah. Insecure from last night, baby. Let me tell you something. That episode was absolutely, positively, unequivocally everything. Do you hear me, sis? Everything. I was so here for this episode, and I'm really glad that they did an episode like this. So it starts off with Lawrence and Issa meeting up for drinks until Issa walks in and fell face down on the damn floor. That girl is so clumsy. Lord have mercy, Jesus. She lose her head if it won't attach to her shoulders. Child, she was sitting down there prostrate on the floor. I'd have just started speaking in tongues or something. I wouldn't have went out like that if I was Issa, but I love the way Issa took it. Moving right on along. Lawrence tells her that she saw Molly and it was awkward, and Issa tells him that it was probably because they're not friends anymore. And Lawrence was really shocked about that. And Lawrence, you're not the only one, baby. We all shocked about that. I don't understand why Molly is continuing to hold on to this. This is all Issa's fault, and I'm just completely confused and betwixt. And bewildered, not betwixt, bewildered and befuddled about how all of this is somehow Issa's fault. Maybe Molly can better explain how all of this is Issa's fault in the next episode, and I can't wait to hear what Miss Girl got to say. Speaking of Molly, shout out to Molly. I had no idea that she was a comedian, but I think it said on June 6th, she has some type of comedian show, and she's also going to be doing some stuff back down in Africa where she's from, and this, that, and this. And I'm actually here for that. I might see it and I might review that. Because y'all know, I ain't got no problem with Molly, the real one. It's just Molly in this episode I'm not living for. So they get a really talkative Uber driver. Mama all up in the business. Don't know the Kool-Aid, the flavor, the pitcher it goes in. Whether they used a wooden spoon or a metal spoon. Quiet as it's kept. I was raised on a metal spoon. But, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Issa orders for her and Lawrence. And he was very impressed that she remembers all of his favorites. And he tells her that he's been thinking a lot about what would have happened had he not given up on them so easily. And I said, oh shit, here it comes. The conversation of all conversations. We was all waiting for it. We was all wondering whether it was going to happen. And then here it is. So here it go. He asks, why did he cheat on him with Daniel? And she tells him that he was there in a moment, giving her attention that Lawrence wasn't giving her. And it felt good to be wanted at that time, because at that time, she felt like Lawrence didn't want her. But she never excused what it was that she did. And a lot of times when people cheat, it isn't always because they're a cheater. Something in the milk made it unclean as far as the relationship went, and that's what made a person stray. And what I love about Issa was, even though she was explaining why she did it, she never once said, but it's all your fault and that's why I did it. She said, no, I was wrong as 2 left shoes. I was dead ass wrong for what I did to you, and no excuse that I can give can make it any better. But he asked her why was it that she did what she did, and she explained it. And I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with that. He asked were things really that bad between them, and she says yes. At times she would drive around the city just to avoid coming home, but he never wanted but she never wanted to not be with him. It was just a moment of weakness for her. And again, I've been in that predicament. I have. I've been in several predicaments where I dealt with moment of weaknesses, but it's all up to you to do the right thing. Initially, some people can do the right thing. Some people throw caution to the wind and say, "Listen, I could do it, and it's a chance that I won't get caught. I'ma just do it." Some people, they gamble 2, 3, 4, 5 years of relationships for an hour or so worth of passion and pleasure. It happens. It happens. She said for a whole year, she tried to snap him out of whatever he was going through. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to go out. He didn't want to have sex. He just didn't want her. He says that it wasn't that he didn't want her. It's just seeing her get up and go to work every day was a constant reminder that he didn't have nowhere to go or nothing to do. And when everything went down between them, it was easier to blame her so he wouldn't have to deal with his own shit. And this is why I loved this dialogue. I love this because so many times we always hear the cheetah stories. We always see Jerry Springer and Maury and Steve Wilkos and things like that. And we see a horrible impact of when people ask why they cheated. What I love about this is it showed that two people who have a mutual respect and love for one another can sit down and really hash out whatever grievances they have. Ask the hard questions, talk about it, and nobody gets up and run off like a distraught white woman running up the spiral staircase. Like, I was all here for this conversation. I was all here for that. Issa asks, did he really buy her an engagement ring? And that came from the talkative Uber who kept alluding to the fact that, if you got somebody and you really love them, you need to go ahead and marry him. And he said that he did buy her a ring and this, that, and this. So that's where that came from. And he says, I'm going to start again. Issa asks, did he really buy her an engagement ring? And he says yes, they look for rings together, so she shouldn't be surprised. But she was really surprised that this man done set up and done bought her an engagement ring. And he was like, so I guess you feel like shit even more now, huh? And if I was her, I honestly would. It's like, damn. I really messed this up for myself. I know that's how she felt. But again, I love the conversation. I love the dialogue. And I love how they're able to keep it, cracking jokes, talking, laughing, making the best out of a really awkward situation. I was here for that. So Condola texts him while Issa went to the bathroom about meeting up later that night. And he says that he would. And then they had the nerve to run into Calvin. And for those of y'all who don't remember who Calvin is TSA babe. Child, first of all, that stank-ass girl he was with could go and find her life somewhere. Second of all, I like Calvin. I do. He ghetto-minded. He's projectic and every damn thing else like that under the sun. But I live for him. I do. I live for him. I love the fact that he didn't overdo nothing. He was just being his normal self. He still showed respect to Lawrence and what Issa had going on. And when Lawrence asked how they know each other, he told him straight up, we were smashing. But that's my dog, though. We cool as hell. I rode with her the long way. I was for that moment. I was. It was just that stinking ass skeezer he was with that piss poor attitude I just won't here for. Anyway. Condola calls while they was doing the art walk, and that art walk looks exquisite. I would love to do that for a first date. I've never had no man be classy based enough to take me out on a date of dealing with like arts and museums and exhibits, and I was for that. So Condola calls while they was doing the artwork, and Issa sees it. He says that they talk, but it's really nothing serious. He doesn't know where they're going with their relationship. So he invites her to come to his house Because come to find out, he actually lived blocks away from her. Lawrence goes outside to call Condola while Issa was using his bathroom, and he tells her that he could see her that night, but Issa overhears it. The look of disappointment on Issa's face broke my heart. It really did. Like, she looked like she wanted to cry, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to go out like that, and I was for Issa in that moment. Issa was about to walk out the door, but she asks, what if I wanted to stay? Because she's not ready for the night to end yet. He tells her to stay. They kiss, and then she puts her footprints on ceilings for him. Shout out to L. Teddy. And I was all here for it. Like, listen, Condola, you ain't never did nothing to us, and I think you was a nice girl. It's really no shade. But we just love Issa and Lawrence together. We love their relationship, and we don't feel as though you deserve him. That's no shade. Go after Nathan. Go after TSA, babe. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, girl, we just don't want to see you with him. That's all we said. It's really no shade. Like I say this all the time. Issa and Lawrence reminds me a lot of Dorian and Melody from The Game. So I'm all here for it. So Issa and Lawrence wakes up the next day with no regrets for anything that they partaked in the night prior. And Issa decides to walk home. And luckily for her, it was a real walk home and not a walk of shame. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all, I give this episode 1,000. 1,000. This was a really, really, really great episode. I love the writings. I love the dialogue. And I think it said there's only a couple of episodes left in the 4th season. I said, damn. They only do like 10 episodes. I thought it was a little bit longer than that. And maybe it's because of what we got going on with Miss Rona. Maybe that's why the season is ending a little bit earlier than usual. But I was all here for the episode. Shout out to Issa Rae. Shout out to LSJ. Shout out to everybody that was involved in this. I was all here for it. Y'all drop down in the comments. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about last night's episode. To me, I was all here for it. Can't wait to see next week's. And I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Bye.
I just woke up and I rolled up. I just woke up and I rolled up. And I got my plane ticket. That push that be my starter kit. I just woke up